What up, guys? Welcome to Playfiend. I'm Ruben Bastos as usual. I'm a Portuguese architect and firefighter, and today we are gonna do a second video of architecture reaction. So I found a pretty good video that I wanted to share. I only saw a few bits and pieces, but yeah, it's funny as hell. So I hope you like it. Let's get on with it. Just go to some place comfortable, grab something to eat, not with that many calories, and let me just make my head big and move a little bit to the side. Yeah, right here. Okay. So let's go.
This video is made possible by NordVPN. Architecture. Architecture. What's the deal with architecture? Why do they call them buildings when they're no longer in construction? They should be called builts. And why do they always use that blue paper for plans? And why is nobody outside?
Nope.
And why can't I get into this house? And why are they calling the cops? And why won't the voices in my head stop? And who gave me this gun? All this and more on this episode of In
Holy.
the Quarantine. Did you hear about that building? What had all the reflective bits on it? And then it caused some fires?
What the fuck? No.
Okay, here's how I remember the story goes. There was a guy, his name was...
Frank Gehry.
Frank Gehry.
Yeah.
And he was commissioned to make like a new opera house, I think it was. So he goes, you know what? I'm going to make this thing that actually looks like a big piece of shit. It's all made out of glass, stainless steel, or concrete.
Right.
Those are the three ingredients they know how to bake a cake with now.
Right.
So he made this thing, and it looks like a big crumpled up piece of paper. What they didn't realize is they didn't take into account, well, there's this massive ball of plasma in the sky that seems to shine a
Called
lot.
the sun.
The moon.
How many vending machines are on the moon, Smet? Shut up.
Over one per person.
I love vending machines.
And it can reflect, right? Those beams just shoot off in the other direction.
Right.
And sometimes they strike other buildings. So, you know, you'll be in the 20th floor and all of a sudden you're getting this big bright light in your eye. Oh, God.
Right.
It's Frank Gehry's building. It's coming right next to the window. And then sometimes it would concentrate a ray like right down on someone's parked car.
Right.
There's some good images where there's like people's
This is
parked
fake
cars, and
news,
they've
right?
just got,
I
it
think
looks
this
like
is
a
fake
death
news.
ray
Holy
is
shit.
burnt right over the top.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I thought so.
I hope that's true.
I do too. After the recording, I looked.
Yeah,
and it
fake
was
news.
It's
Okay, that was fake news, but I saw one building before this one that kind of the thing gone wrong in it's not reflecting the sun and causing that ray, but it was funneling the wind. So in a corner of the building, people were experiencing hurricane force winds, and they had to put something there to break up that wind. So yeah, sometimes it can go wrong. So we'll see.
in an Italian city called Pisa.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Torre Pendente de Pisa.
Oh, the tower is situated behind the Pisa Cathedral and is the third oldest structure in the city's cathedral square.
The tower began to lean during construction in the 12th century due to soft ground.
This is a weird one because it's one of those things that you're not actually allowed to fix. So you've got to stop it from falling over. We have the technology to fix it. We could fix the Tower of Pisa.
Right.
We could lay down a concrete slab underneath it, no problem.
Right.
But you're not allowed to because that ruins all of its prestige.
Nobody would ever visit.
Exactly. It's no
Yeah.
longer the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
I'm going to be the architect who built the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Okay.
I come home to my mother, played by you,
Okay.
and reveal that it didn't go exactly as according to plan, okay? Mama, I'm back home from building my Tower of Pisa.
Come in. There's dinner on the table.
Oh, fantastic. My favorite, spaghetti and meatballs. Listen, Mama, I know you want to be proud of your son.
It's lasagna.
I know you want to be proud of your son, but I got something to tell you.
Oh yeah, I know. It's about the tower. How well it stands. I know how much you like vertical towers and things to go straight up in the air.
Listen, Mama, it's not all about...
I know you're always talking about how things should go straight up and down, just like your personality, straight up and down.
Mama, listen, not all towers need to be straight up and down.
What are you talking about, Guillermo?
I gotta be my own man, Ma. We can't just keep doing what Dad did. My tower, it's,
What's wrong with it?
it's leaning a little bit. It's, something to the tune of maybe 5 degrees.
On purpose?
Well, I mean, when we built it, I thought the ground was hard. You put your foot down, you hear the taps. And listen, they say they're gonna call it the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Mama.
I'm very disappointed in your son. I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking this lasagna and I'm...
These guys are funny as hell.
But Mama, the tomato sauce is perfect. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Like, imagine like you and me got into a fight,
right?
And I moved in next door, and I knocked down whatever shed was there prior,
right?
And I tell them, hey, I'm gonna build myself an apartment.
Yeah.
But I have an architecture do it, and it's just like a big reflective satellite dish, just right into your fucking bedroom, just right where the head of your pillow is.
Yeah.
Do they stop me from doing that? Like, it's my property, right? What am I? Oh, I have to worry about the sun? No, fuck that. I'm just gonna build my house, which is a satellite dish.
Yeah, you probably can't. You'd probably have a difficult time getting permission from the council.
Well, they wouldn't know. They're gonna factor in the reflection of the sun. Fucking Disney didn't.
Put big radioactive stickers all over them.
Right.
Just to make them nervous.
Just one giant bird feeder. So you have nothing but just pigeons within 4 miles just swooping in and out of the fucking yard, yeah.
That's probably legal.
Oh.
And you could just have like all of your neighbors are just covered in shit. Zaha Hadid.
Right. Mother of Bella Hadid. That's not true. That's probably not true.
Maybe he didn't. Something.
A lot of these look, I think a lot of these are just different angles of the same building, but her stuff looks pretty good from this initial Google search.
Do you know how difficult it would be to clean some of this stuff?
Yeah, especially since they made it all white.
Oh. I know it kind of looks cool, but at the same time, I kind of hate
White architecture is the best. The white has that property that is pleasing to the eye, and you can see all the forms a little better, so white is the way to go.
this stuff. This looks to me, although it does look modern, it looks to me like a Matchbox race car track.
Slide down the side of one of these, yeah.
This is a fantastic design for, say, a luxury cruise ship.
Yeah.
But as a building, looks like shit. How do I get in the front door? I don't know. Just keep walking around and around and around until you find one gap.
It kind of looks like a boat.
By the way, or like little peeking windows on this one.
This just seems like a bad haircut.
Johnny Bravo.
And look, they've built it on top of this beautiful building down here.
Yeah, this isn't exactly what we meant by adding a modern addition to these rather old-looking buildings. People need to come to us for ideas, man. That's what I'm saying.
They do. I'm tired. You know what? I've got another idea as well. Have you ever seen the center of Australia?
I haven't seen Australia outside of Roadrunner cartoons.
This is outrageous. Livable, uninhabitable, wasteland, nothing.
Looks like Mars.
It basically is, but like way hotter. If you're stuck here, you'd need to go underground.
Why? Because it's too hot on the surface?
Yeah, you'd end up with regularly 45-degree days.
Quietly translates that to Fahrenheit. Oh, whoa, that's crazy hot.
Yeah, it's a desert. But you look at this, right? And there's an obvious solution to the problem.
Skyscrapers?
You start digging a big fuck-off channel, and you go like from there to there, and then you just let water flow right through the middle. And the only reason they don't do that, because of all these people who are like, well, there's a desert lizard and it would be quite disturbed if you dug up some of the sand.
That's probably accurate.
We're all residing in like 4 cities.
Right.
Because they're the only places you can live in this desert continent. But if you just made a big channel and made this arable land, we could all spread out. And we're the same size as the continental USA. We could be the next USA. We could fit another 100 million people there. But why don't they do it? The lizards.
What do you reckon that would cost? Geological disturbation aside, neither one of those were real words. What do you reckon that would cost? Like a communal effort?
Okay, you could certainly compare it to the Panama Canal. $375 million. That's cheap.
That's including 10 million paid to Panama and 40 million paid to the French company. So assuming that Australia did this themselves, you could actually knock 50 million off that price.
Australia logistically is a lot easier than Panama, and you don't have to work through, any of the corrupt government systems. We have all of the machinery here.
Hell?
We're a massive mining exporter.
Oh.
So we can just dig these channels,
In my head, I was picturing like a Call of Duty airstrike through the entire thing. That we would have done in 4 days or something. We definitely wouldn't be able to keep the lizards after that, I guess.
We'll overestimate, right? So 3,000 divided by 80, which is kilometers for the Panama Canal, 37.5 times 375 million equals 14 billion. That is so cheap.
Think about the fucking internet historian theme park we could fucking put together with all this newly found inhabitable land now.
It's a slide, and it starts at 80 Mile Beach.
And it ends at the hospital.
Why don't they do it? The lizards.
The lizards,
When are
man.
they going to give this thing windows? That's what I want to know.
What's it running currently?
The hell?
I gotta stop making that joke.
So we'd give it some windows.
Disclaimer: doing a canal like a channel like that, it's not an architecture problem. It's engineers. Engineers should do that, or not. Protect the lizards, man.
We could also add...
An octagon at the base for UFC fights? It's already a giant cage.
The only rules are there are no rules. If you added some curtains...
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
then
I
it's like,
thought
right,
Eiffel
6 p.m.,
Tower
close the
was
drapes,
also
right,
done by an
and then
engineer.
you know that the Eiffel Tower is
so-
shut.
Yeah,
Everyone inside can get some sleep. Next one, Frank Gehry.
this guy.
Gehry.
This is the one everybody would know.
This is the one I...
It just-
dude, this
it
isn't
just-
check, I've seen it.
Yeah?
Googled
I mean, it's
best
kinda neat.
Nobel
I mean, his whole thing is just sort of
prize,
like
best
Wonka-esque
architecture
buildings, right?
Nobel
If you
prize.
plan this in advance, it's
or
particularly
something.
tough to take a normal looking building and just sort of give it italics.
I mean, I guess that one's kind of cool. It's cool for the novelty, I guess.
I mean, if you stuck all these in the same city, it would just kind of feel like an amusement park.
Hold on, we can design one of these.
I reckon you could do a lot just by sharpening all the curves.
Okay, so if we took this and then maybe curved,
Right?
get rid of the black, and then another one.
Right?
And we have right here the new Frank Gehry building.
I mean, that's pretty spot on.
Is there anything you want to add to it?
Well, it's got to have a 5G antenna.
Of course,
I mean,
of course.
it's not modern without that,
900 million.
That's a bargain if you think about it,
Mm.
considering that it took 4 cars to make. I think you should go to architecture school. We could use you here in the States. All of our buildings are boring.
Add time. Of when...
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm sorry for the break. They had this advertised publicity stuff, so well.
is when bring up the topic of the Coliseum.
Right.
And someone goes ahead and says, they used to close up the whole Coliseum and then flood it and then have small ship battles in there.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Right.
Shut up. I knew this girl and she was a friend of a friend. We got into this sort of discussion and we got sort of very different views on the world, right? She was saying, she just came back from this trip to Europe. I went to the Coliseum and it was just the most beautiful thing in the world and all this stuff. And I said, she doesn't really understand irony.
Right.
And so I just went, dude, Coliseum's shit. Like how many people can you even get in there? Maybe 5,000? Have you seen like a regular stadium in Atlanta? You can get 40,000 people in there and it's got a jumbotron.
Easily.
And she's like, no, well, the point is like how old it is. And so it's like the more that she's earnest about it, the more I have to keep piling on it. Would you rather go to the Coliseum to watch the latest Mets game? Or would you rather stand around? They had hot dogs.
I feel like you'd never have an option other than to double down in that situation. It's like, well, I'm not just gonna go, oh, I'm joking. Like, you're gonna get this eventually, or we're both gonna die. Like, that's...
She's still convinced that that's my viewpoint.
Le Corbusier.
Come on, man, you can't compare a Coliseum to a modern day stadium. I mean, you can, but the beauty about the Coliseum, it's history. It's come on, it's Roman. It's from the early centuries, like birth of Christ stuff, you know. Not. Come on.
Okay, so what did he do?
This dude looks like he does homes again.
Oh.
Wait, what do you think of that one with the colors on the front?
Corbusier.
This one.
So Corbusier was one of the most hated architects in our school, at least in my professor's time, because, well, all he does is these houses that look like ovnis, and by that I mean they land there, and they could have landed anywhere else. They will still be pretty, and they have nothing to do with the terrain or the circumstance they're in. And for us, that's one of the most important stuff when designing buildings, is making sure the building is correct to the place it is. You know, it fits there. So, well, he didn't care about that at all.
I think that is hideous. Look at the beautiful building in the background.
Yeah.
And then look at this public toilet.
I think a splash of color on something that's otherwise just like steel and glass is kind of not fancy. Unique, I guess, is the word.
I can appreciate the color, but it looks like they've branded it with like a Tommy Hilfiger logo.
Yeah.
And then the flag to some obscure country no one wants to visit. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, this looks like a busway.
Yeah.
This looks like where you stand waiting for a bus.
I've built this in Minecraft before. 100% I've built this in Minecraft before. This exactly.
These are supposed to be the best examples of his work?
I mean, architects only get so good, right? Like, what's the fanciest looking building you can think of?
Parliament House is pretty good.
Parliament House. I've definitely also done this in Minecraft. I like the clock towers on the edge of it.
What does Buckingham Palace look like?
Yeah?
Yeah, Parliament House looks way better than Buckingham Palace.
I mean, say you be...
So, good architecture is old one. That's not... You need to appreciate the architecture by its time, you know. So older buildings are not beautiful or more beautiful than newer ones. They're just different. You need to appreciate them by what they are and the time you are in. And of course they're still beautiful, but well, let's see.
Become like super royalty of Australia.
Yeah, you become the Queen of Australia. Yeah.
Would you go with something like this?
I know what to do. Here's my palace.
Okay, I'm excited.
You take this, right? I think that's pretty good. And then, of course, some 5G.
Nice.
Boom.
Give it the Frank Gehry treatment. Just give it a slight, just a little something.
Frank Gehry.
Nice.
Legit though. Legitimately, that looks like a Frank Gehry building. Who gets to live at the top of the pyramid?
Sorry about my neighbors
again. At the bottom of the pyramid.
Oh, right, that makes sense. What do you reckon of this kind of architecture? Simple.
Simple's one way to put it, yeah.
We could do this in 2 weeks if we wanted. This is easy as shit, dude.
Like, if you start from the top, it would take like a week. It would take no time at all.
They would redo this, but they'd do it in like, you know, with hideous glass and steel.
It would literally be you and me and just like half a chopped down tree at the end of 2 weeks. We'd be like, holy shit, we were way off.
I bet this is really easy to build.
Famous last words, man.
With modern day stuff, you know, I get that it wasn't easy to build back then.
Not even modern day stuff. Let's say you, me, and we get like 30,000 slaves. Because that's probably what they had then, right? You think we could figure it out?
I just have to predict the comments because they're going to go, oh, actually, there weren't slaves. It was all done through paid labor and service to the whatever at the time. The Ra? No, wait, that's the sun god. Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh.
Yeah, okay, so if we had 30,000 laborers, do we get modern tools?
Yeah, I think we could definitely get it done with forklifts and 30,000 slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we'd be just fine.
The real question is, how do we fix this?
A pyramid, you say?
Boring. Yeah, the pyramid's boring.
What if we made it upside down?
Done work upside down, all the people fall off. Like a guard tower.
Ah, there you go.
That's better.
Yeah, the ground floor of anything should have food, right?
Food, yep.
Maybe like solar panels?
That's a great idea.
I don't really know what they'd be powering, but I just feel like you've got the surface area.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an angel out of Evangelion, huh?
Yeah, go Exodia.
There you go.
Hey.
I feel like we could do some terraced rice paddies. Yeah, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, you can have it like running down. Everybody needs grain.
Yeah, the Egyptians really were idiots, man. They didn't think of a single one of these things.
I know, right? No imagination. What do you like? Triangle. Yeah, but big triangle.
Dude with a lion on his face.
Someone killed Tutankhamun. Triangle. Right, I think that's pretty good.
Maybe a lightning pole at the top of it.
Oh yeah, for more electricity. Think of how much electricity they'll be producing.
What, is that what lightning poles do? Oh, look at that.
Could you imagine looking at that and not saying that that was better than the original?
I mean, I'm currently erect. I mean, look at it.
Speaking of erect, you ever noticed this building?
Ah, yeah, I've been there.
It is enormous.
It is.
So the hell, man, you can't just bring up the pyramids, though they're the oldest things. Their value, it's not by its beauty, it's the it's their history. It's one of the earlier structures made by man, and the complexity of that build. Come on, you can't just be shitting the pyramids, man. Really? and this is kind of a sculpture. I know it has an elevator, a lobby, and some kind of bird's eye view, but it's a monument. It's an obelisk or something. It's not architecture, man. Come on.
I had no idea how big it was.
Wait,
I mean, it is architecture, but it's sculpture. It's more sculpture than architecture. Come on.
Compared to what, though?
I saw it as, this is like a 10-story house or something.
Fuck no. No, it's much bigger than that.
These things are actually really tall, these poles.
Yes. I mean, those things are probably 10 of me. Yeah.
And then you compare that to that.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I remember seeing it the first time and just going, holy shit.
Yeah, it is just about the highest point in pretty much all of DC.
The biggest
philosophy he calls
dick.
organic architecture. He believes in designing structures that were in harmony with humanity and...
Frank Lloyd Wright is one of the greatest architects in my book. He did amazing work. You can't just shit on him, come on.
their environment.
Right.
That's pretty good.
This was his house.
Holy shit.
Oh, what do you think of that?
It looks like...
That's a nice house.
What?
If you told me this was just a
Waterfall
zoomed in
house.
picture of like a little thing that you would put on your desk that flows water, I would believe you.
Problem with this is, it's in between a whole bunch of trees and that.
Right.
You're not going to get any good 5G signal out here. I think you'd want that like here.
I'm sure the architect might have something to say about it, but you know what? He had his go.
He's dead now. Don't worry about that.
There's got to be exactly at least one architect who would tribute his architectural career to Minecraft. There has to be at least one.
You're not entirely wrong, because now, right, you go to the city, and it's nothing but 3 building materials. It's steel, glass, concrete.
Right.
Because those are the cheapest things, the easiest things to work with.
Right.
So now in the virtual world, we have
it's
everyone
not
reviving these beautiful classical styles, and they do it in Minecraft.
Right.
Look at that. Wouldn't you be so proud to have that in the middle of your city? And then compare that to, like...
What an egg.
Yeah, who wants the egg?
Happy Easter, everyone.
Boo. One of those things you ask Google to.
Oh, a Google Home or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like that kind of design.
Yeah. God, that thing be loud as shit when the alarms go off, huh?
Kind of bullet.
This doesn't look all that bad. This almost looks like a little segment out of the Futurama intro.
That is gorgeous.
Mind Your Manners by Emily Richardson. Why isn't her name showing up as the top architecture? This thing shits on some things IRL. We gotta play some Minecraft, by the way. I feel like this would be an appropriate co-op. Let's see how well the Radish Boys can make a real radish farm, you know?
Well, maybe we could do that on Twitch.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitch?
I do have a Twitch.
What? What's the URL for your Twitch?
Twitch.tv/Sumeto Media, streaming some days.
What? What the hell? I think I have a Twitch.
You do? Oh, look at that.
Amazing.
You know what I always kind of got jealous of is like in America, right? The country is not all that old. It's, I mean, as new as it gets, really, if you think about it. When I watch travel videos and like food videos,
yeah, America is new. It's one of the newest continents. In opposite to us, Portugal is the 7th oldest country in the world. So we've been here a long time now. We actually initiated the discovery of America by the Europeans. So maybe it's not done by us. It's still needed to prove that Portuguese people were in America before the Spanish. But I have faith. We discovered the Middle East and China's and that kind of other part of the world stuff, and Africa's and and Brazil. So yeah, Portugal has history. America is new, but they had more wars than us. So
in like England, they'll have like just squared up looking buildings or like castle looking building or just like a pub.
Yes.
But it'll be like 700 years old or something stupidly old.
Yeah.
Because the country's just been around for so long.
Yeah, some people's houses are sort of 600 years old. So what happens is there are all these regulations. Like anytime anyone wants to do any sort of extension, maintenance, anything, they have to go through like 18 levels of council approval. That always takes so much time and it ends up being so expensive. You know, these people who have old school thatched roofs and they're not allowed to improve them and they have to get them like re-thatched and they can't just get a regular roof and they're tired of it and they go, you know what, electrical fire.
Yeah. Does Australia have any famous buildings?
Yeah, we got one.
Oh yeah, that one. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Hold on.
That's the address, right?
You patronizing. I don't appreciate this. We've got a beautiful building. It's called that one.
Yeah.
Aha.
Oh, here's a
Opera
bit here.
House, yeah.
That one.
That is quite good looking.
Sydney Opera House.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And it's like right on the water too, which is nice.
Do they actually do opera there, or is it just like a big like NASCAR circuit on the inside?
Yeah, they do opera there. They do all sorts of stuff. And then they can use that as like a generator. And then boats can kind of come in there and people just sort of jump off into the spinning wheel.
Right,
Puts
yeah,
them
yeah.
down on the platform and boom. Who would say that's not an improvement?
I mean, yeah. So they spin, right?
Yeah, they spin. And then they generate electricity. And then that's what powers the opera. And then it's in the water.
Ah, perfect. You could probably show this to somebody who doesn't know what the Sydney Opera House looks like, and they'd probably just accept it. Oh, those spin? Oh, interesting.
You see what I mean? Like, this comes free, and then they just drive this thing around the city.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everyone just hops on the Sydney Opera House.
Right.
And you just drive that around downtown. You catching the Opera House downtown? Yeah.
Sydney Opera Boat.
Yeah, Sydney Opera Boat. Look at, this is architectural, right?
It's rock, yeah. I mean, this is primitive architecture.
The problem with working out is your head doesn't actually get any bigger, so your body gets enormous.
There aren't too many head exercises. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's like a Gundam pilot, but like the dude's actual head is at the top.
Yeah, he hops in here and he's like,
Go Gundam activate. Whoop! It's crushing time.
Not architecture, man.
That's pretty good animation right there.
"Oh, sorry, Smito. I'm going into a tunnel. I enjoyed. Goodbye."
But so guys, this is it. Let me just make my head small a bit. Go, not this one, this one. So most of what we saw wasn't architecture. I mean, it kind of is. Everything is architecture. So sidewalks, streets, but they're more like sculptures, like that thing in Washington DC. So that's a sculpture with an ability to put people inside, and Frank Gehry is a great architect. Not every building is awesome by my point of view, but well, he deserved the Nobel he got. And well, Frank Lloyd Wright, it's one of my favorites. The guy just it's awesome. I don't have words to describe him. You need to check out this channel. This guy seems funny as hell. But well, old architecture is not the greatest one. Not like Americans with their public buildings and stuff, which are almost all neoclassic. So kind of building the classic stuff with the new materials in the contemporary era. So well, you should embrace the future and the possibilities that materials bring to us. Not building spaceships, but yeah, doing different stuff. So this is my opinion. I hope you have liked this video, and don't forget to go show some love to those guys on the video, to that channel. I'm gonna leave the link for the video in my description, so go check it out and leave them a like, as well as me. So yeah guys, I hope you really have enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, to hit that notifications bell so you can receive notifications from our daily content. And yeah, leave it in comments what are your thoughts about this video, because I know it's just funny and making of architecture, you know, but yeah, some people really think like that. So yeah guys, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow in my next video, so bye.